What's up, guys? Transcend here, back for another race recap. Today we are at the PCK Supercross Series Round 2 in San Diego. Let's do a lap. Coming to the first corner, obviously you guys, if you're Supercross fans, have probably seen the track, but Chase and the PCK crew, the Charged Cycle Works crew, they wanted to do their own spin on the Pro Supercross tracks, different from the Aerial Series. So you'll see this track is a little bit more spaced out. I would say the lines honestly probably reflect the lines from real life a little bit better. You can hit the triple quad in the section after the start. You can see they did add a few ruts this week that they did not have last week, so they're constantly evolving these tracks, which is cool to see. You got a little E-road rut in the middle of the whoops onto this obviously on, off, and into the finish here. Right-hander over the wall, going into this long straightaway into the right-hander. These ruts were honestly a little bit tricky. I feel like they were a little bit deceiving, and sometimes your front end would want to wash out and get caught. Sometimes it wouldn't grab you as much as it would the lap previous, so it could be a little bit tricky. Into the sand section here. I usually like the inside. The outside was a little bit tricky as well, so that's going to be a lap here at PCK San Diego. Let's get into the racing. As you can see, did not have the best luck on the start here in this race. Just, I think Reed was the one who just decided to hook a left going down the start straight. So kind of caused some domino effect there, but it's all good. We got up, and I know just from qualifying, I know that we're a pretty good margin faster than most of the guys outside of like the top 6 or 7. So I'm not too worried about it. And of course, in MX bikes, there's always just general first lap carnage. So as long as I can keep it consistent, keep it on 2 wheels, and not get murdered by somebody getting sketchy through the whoops behind me, we should be good to go and qualifying for the main. Now look, I swear I can explain this, okay? Splash made a build, and it stays in 3rd gear, and then you shift to 5th going through the whoops, and it's goated in the whoops, but I'm still getting used to quick shift because I usually run the Yami, and I just couldn't shift down for some reason, and it wouldn't stop for the corner, all right? I swear, I'm not a goon. Well, that's not true. I'm definitely a goon because I play in 3rd person and a lot of times can't see where my front wheel is, but that's besides the point, okay? That was a fair crash. That wasn't because I'm a spode, okay, I promise. So coming into this corner, this is kind of exactly what I was talking about with these ruts, and I'm so sorry to Gray. I was trying to move because obviously I knew I was in the main line and people are going for the triple quad, so I was really trying to just move to the inside of the track. Look at that, just absolute Indonesia. Shout out Matty B. That was textbook. Killer Indo there by Milo. But yeah, sometimes the front end, it's stuck. Sometimes the rear end does not want to stay in the ruts, getting sketchy again in the whoops. But it definitely can come up to bite you every now and then, especially there. I mean, just mixed in with the bike's physics. The good old Poboso, sometimes it's just a deadly combo. And that is pretty much it for this heat race. As you can see, Gray was down. Something happened to him there on that straightaway. And we pretty much cruised it in for the second place in the heat race. And that's all she wrote. It's time for the main event. As we get the main event started here, I actually got off to a really good start. Didn't really get collected by anybody, but right here, I checked up because I thought that double was smaller, and I end up just absolutely casing it with my front wheel and getting clobbered from somebody behind me, and unfortunately starting more from the back again, just like in the heat race. So, but we do capitalize on a lot of the first lap carnage, so we're not off too bad. I think by the end of the carnage, we are right around the P5 position, so not the worst. But if we could have stayed up, I think we honestly might have been, up front in the lead with those guys. So again, just got to work on getting through the first lap. I feel like that's kind of my Achilles heel in these races. So if we can dial that in, we'll be in a much better spot at the start of the moto and have more to work with. For the next lap here, we're just battling our way up, making passes, and trying to work our way back toward the front. And then I threw together a little crash compilation for you, just so you got something to look forward to here in the next minute or so. This triple quad section coming up here after the right-hander, I don't know what it was about this main event. I could not hit it until like 7 minutes to go in this main is when I started hitting it well. And before that, it was just constant crashes. This is the last time in this moto that I hit it good for the next 10 minutes. I mean, that section literally ruined my moto for the most part. It cost me crashes, it cost me time on Linz for the next 3 or 4 laps. Like, that was the spot where I just kept dying. So, yeah, we're gonna finish out this lap and then enjoy the crash compilation. And finally, after all of the carnage and lost spots due to messing up in that section, we have finally caught the back of Ashton and Gray here for the 5th and 6th spot. And thankfully for lappers and some mistakes here, we're able to get the pass on both of them through the whoops and really just hold on to that 5th position for the majority of the moto up until the last lap, honestly. I think it's last lap. And Linz is making some mistakes. I was watching his stream. He was trying out the Husky, and it wasn't really doing him too good in the E-Road. So we were closing in on him and Austin Faulkner, a.k.a. Sweaties, a.k.a. just an absolute menace that nobody likes. And, I mean, look, if you're the type of dude who's had to change his name because he's so infamous in the community, I think that says something, you know what I mean? So we catch these guys, and we're really just trying to make our way up. You can see, just based off of before the crash compilation, how much the track has eroded. I think Chase turned the E-Road up to like 0.35 or something crazy. And with the way that the E-Road is on these bikes, it's weird. It's like the small ruts are just so jagged and they grab your wheels and like toss you every which direction. Little mistake here in the whoops, little swappage, but thankfully we're able to get up fast and not lose any spots there. I'm not sure what happened to Ashton and Gray. I don't know if they got together again after I got around them, but we ended up putting a little gap on them. And then right here, it looked like Sweaties had messed up in the face of that triple, and Linz ended up smashing into the back of him and going down. So right now we're able to gain time on both of them. And ideally, I mean, it's kind of crazy just from being in like P9, you know, after all those mistakes, that now the podium finish is right in front of me. But so we're gonna try and close the gap on these guys and see if we can't make something happen. And ironically enough, here in the section that cost me so many positions earlier in the race, Sweaties makes a mistake, misses the triple quad, and we're able to capitalize on that and secure P4 for the race tonight. I had a blast. The track was awesome. The E-Road was definitely interesting, and it's just cool having different variations of the tracks from IRL. So I'm excited to see what next week holds from Anaheim 2, but that's going to be it for my PCK Supercross recap from round 2 here in San Diego. Last week we were able to get a P7, this week a P4, so we're trending in the right direction. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.